The TikTok ban is stupid, in our professional opinion. Here's why. Lawmakers voted to ban TikTok because they say they don't want China's government to have access to all of our personal data, and they don't want China to control the algorithms that decide what millions of Americans watch. During oral arguments on Friday, it seems likely that the Supreme Court will vote to uphold the ban. But here's the thing. China, or any country or company, can already buy almost limitless amounts of our information from data brokers. Data brokers are companies that stockpile and sell information about our online activities, and they are completely legal. Meanwhile, the other US social platforms already have secret algorithms that are encouraging more and more people to watch extremist content. Multiple studies have found that YouTube, owned by Google, an American company, actively pushes people towards right-wing and conspiracy theory content. Facebook, another American company, is selling our data to police to aid in abortion busts. And it's being reported that Beijing is considering selling the app to Elon Musk, who has a position in Donald Trump's cabinet and donated over $277 million to Trump and other Republican candidates. What we actually need is accountability, something that won't happen if TikTok is simply sold or banned. If every major social media company were required to make their algorithms open source and transparent, we would know more about how they're trying to shape what we see. A 2023 bill called the Platform Accountability and Transparency Act actually attempted to do this by making social media data available to independent researchers. But it died, of course. These big social platforms have become like the big banks, quasi-public institutions that shape our society, therefore require massive federal regulation. Shutting down or selling TikTok isn't going to solve all of these problems. It just means American corporations will now be the ones with our data.
The big TikTok ban, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? Well, let's talk about it. First things first, sure, I make TikTok videos, but I do not choose any sides, because to me, everyone involved in this situation sucks. That being said, TikTok had a problem. They don't even know what's gonna happen to TikTok in the near future, because this whole TikTok ban situation has been so confusing. But here's the bottom line. Everyone is battling for one prize. That prize being your data. Now, you've heard the word my data over and over again, but what does that really mean? Well, to put it simply, you know when you search up cats on any social media website, then all of a sudden you start seeing a bunch of videos about cats? Well, that means apps have collected your data. They say, oh, this person likes cats. Let's show them more videos about cats. But then it goes a step further. Companies called data brokers then buy all that information. Then those data brokers sell it to people like advertisers. Let's say a cat food company. They would say, hold on, she searched up cats how many times? You then see a bunch of ads on cat food. Now, that's the basics of how your data gets around. But what if I tell you they have information such as your location, your search history, even who you speak to? Basically, all the information that makes you, you. Well, that's valuable. So valuable, in fact, the biggest purchaser of your data in America is the American government. And if you're not from America, it's probably your government. Because yeah, telling people what to buy is important, but telling people what policies to like, not like, telling people who to vote for, that's pretty important as well. And this isn't like some big secret. It's essentially just really targeted advertising. Anyway, let's talk about where TikTok comes in. Well, their data collection, their algorithm is really good, like the best in the world. The American government said, where them folk from again? China? TikTok said, yes, but we just doing what everybody else doing. We just doing what everybody else doing. And here's where it starts to get wicked. Back in Donald Trump's first term, he looks at TikTok and says, you think I'm finna sit here and let you take American information? Donald Trump said, boy, why are you scared? You know I don't care about all that. But my voters do, so I'm gonna ban you. All of a sudden, Donald Trump basically makes this imaginary common enemy saying, yo, China's trying to take your information. I'm here to stop it. This is for votes. So TikTok basically comes out and sues Donald Trump saying, yo, he's doing this for votes. American government came out and said, Donald, you can't do that. Donald said, all right then, I'm out. But see, this had a chain reaction. More and more people started saying, yo, I don't like that whole TikTok thing. So Congress, the American government, starts flipping to the point where Joseph says, yo, they want to ban TikTok. Who am I to say no? Let's ban TikTok. And now you have to listen to the language carefully, because I keep saying ban TikTok, but I've been lying to you. They never said ban TikTok. They told TikTok's parent company, in fact, ByteDance, you need to sell TikTok to an American company. Remember, that algorithm is valuable. ByteDance said, hell no. So then the American government said, again, listen carefully, TikTok will be banned from app stores. Meaning come January 19th, when TikTok is supposed to be banned from app stores, it will still be on your phone and you could still use TikTok. It just won't be on the app stores or your internet browsers anymore. Because fun fact for you, America's thing, the core of America is they can't overstep boundaries. That's why they say land of the free. Well, it's not so free to go into your phone and force you to delete an app, right? So they say, look, we're not making you delete the app. But since it won't be on app stores, it won't be able to have updates. And if it doesn't have updates, the app will start breaking down a little bit. And that's a huge problem for TikTok. Eventually, it's gonna be unusable. Mark Zuckerberg said, because there's a whole nother portion to this story. Remember all the apps you used to use before TikTok? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube? Well, they want TikTok gone. And they all want that juicy algorithm, because let's face it, they suck. And they know they suck. That's why Mark Zuckerberg had a meeting with Donald Trump back in 2020, Donald Trump's first term, saying, yo, Donald, TikTok, not good for America. Get rid of it. But if there's something we all know about Donald Trump, he probably stared at Mark Zuckerberg and said, boy, you know, I'm just gonna do what I feel like doing at the moment. Which, as we've seen very recently, is very true. Because during his second time being elected, which was about a month ago, he came out and said, yo, who banning TikTok? I like TikTok. The American government said, no, you started this whole thing. Donald Trump said, I did? Donald said, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to do. The American government said, what you feel like doing at the moment? Donald said, not too much, but yes. So at this moment, ByteDance, TikTok, American government, other social media platforms, the people are all just confused. Because basically the only thing holding up this TikTok ban is Donald Trump's side of America. And no, I'm not saying Republicans. There is a difference. Mostly people who voted Democrat are saying, yo, keep TikTok. Everybody else is taking information, whatever. The American government knows it's not going to convince that side of America. So they look to Donald Trump's side and says, China's trying to take your information. They go, what? If Donald Trump comes out and says, nah, forget all that, they're gonna be like, all right. That will make a majority of Americans against the ban. And the American government knows it does not want that smoke, especially against Donald, because he can get nasty. And let me let you in on a secret. The American government has pushed this thing the furthest it can go in terms of the law. Let me explain. First things first, the rule of government is to keep things confusing, because if someone simplifies things, the government's gonna sound stupid. Let me simplify things. When the American government came out and said they want TikTok banned, TikTok told them, land of the free. You're stopping freedom of speech. So the American government said, hold on. The security of all Americans takes precedent over that. So to protect Americans against a Chinese company having their government, we had to step in. But TikTok said, hold on. We have nothing to do with the Chinese government. We're just a Chinese company. But since the Chinese government has so much power in China, they could theoretically require TikTok to give them information on American data. Now, notice I said they could, and theoretically they did their investigations, and TikTok operated just like other social media companies. In fact, they gave out less of your data than Facebook did. Now, to be fair to the American government, they could, and theoretically doesn't mean impossible. The Chinese government could, if it feels like it, access your data. TikTok went to the American government and said, yo, you banning us on a we might maybe do this? The American government said, yeah. What if there's a spy that uses TikTok? They finna have the information, TikTok said. So they told the American government, yo, you're breaking your own laws. You need more. And it was true. The American government said, well, we have more, but we're just not gonna tell you. The American government said we've done super classified, confidential info stuff that we can't tell the American public or anyone. But we know what we're doing. And we think TikTok is sus. We can't tell you why we think they're sus. But we think they're sus, banned. So it was like a little chess match. TikTok saying, prove that we're bad. The American government saying it's classified, but we know you're bad. Until Donald Trump walks in and flips the board and says, I don't know, I like TikTok, they kind of cool. Yes, all in all, it's just a giant company and a government fighting about who controls your information when all you want to do is swipe and scroll. There's something irritating about that when you figure out your government's supposed to work for you. How about nobody gets my information and I get to swipe and scroll? Figure out how to make that happen, then come back to me.